What's going on, guys? Bryce Crispy94 here, joined by the one and only Mr. Cryo himself.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Monster Corner, and welcome to November.
It is November. And now, we already did Knowles as our first Monster Corner.
Unfortunately, but at the time, Bryce had not come up with the brilliant idea of November. So, in hindsight, we fucked up.
We did.
But hey.
But that's okay, because now we can do the next best thing. A special episode dedicated to the Null Lord himself, Yeenoghu.
Oh, this creepy bastard.
He is. Alright, so let's take a look at the designs through the years.
You see, what I love about this, just not even talking about the designs yet, because I don't love this.
Yeah.
But what I love about this is that it's like a callback. Like, the whole episode is a callback to the first episode, which I love. And it's just reminiscent, because when we did Knowles, I don't think we had face cams yet.
We did not. No, it was just, we sat down and we looked at pictures.
Exactly. So it's basically the same, but now you can see our faces. You can see me drinking some iced tea now.
Yeah.
But oh man, woo! What
is,
edition is this from?
This is first edition.
Oh, you could, if you couldn't already tell.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He doesn't look any different than a normal Null.
Yeah, lot to unpack here. What the fuck's up with that limp wrist?
He's just, hey.
Hi, what's going on? How you guys doing?
Yeah.
He's like a country grandma welcoming everybody to the cookout. Like, hey, how y'all doing? Welcome. Grab yourself a plate. You know, we got all you need, honey. Don't worry. Like,
like this guy's supposed to be a demon lord, and I feel like you could just kick it and you'd break a limb. Look how skinny he is.
I know, it's so fragile. It almost looks like you can see. It looks like. Forgive me, I don't have my glasses on because that comes later in the bit. But, it looks almost like you can see he's malnourished. Like, it looks like his rib cage is like going over. And, like,
yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah. So that's.
But what I do enjoy.
Yeah. You enjoy something.
I enjoy something, and it's not what you think. I enjoy the fact that throughout the entire time, and you guys will see, the three-pronged flail.
Yes.
Is consistent.
That is true.
Which I enjoy. But I don't enjoy this. I don't enjoy this at all.
I thought that thing had a name.
A three-pronged flail?
Yeah, like it has a special name, but I do not.
Oh, does it? I did not. I just thought it was
so. I'm looking
it was
here.
A flail with heads.
Flail.
Huh.
So I know he has like he's able to summon his flail from anywhere. Like
no shot. That's fucking lit.
So that's like
there's only like a few D&D classes that can. I mean, he's a demon lord. He can do whatever he wants.
Right.
But like, I think the only ones that can do that are the Blade Warlocks and Eldritch Knight Fighters. I think those are the only two that can summon their weapons, unless you have a weapon of like returning, which I think that with the Artificer can do. But if it like just summons it, because there's a difference between like, let's say Mjolnir that like comes back to you, and just like apparating it.
Yeah, he just like apparates it. Also, it's called the Butcher. That's what it's called. I knew it had a name.
Butcher.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. So it's kind of like the spell Spiritual Weapon, where like you kind of teleport it in, but like he can actually use it. Because with Spiritual Weapon, I don't think you can actually interact with it at all.
Right. You just kind of like.
I feel like you should be able to. I always hated that. That's not what we're talking about. Maybe we'll do the spell corner and talk about spells, because I have a fucking bone to pick with Spiritual Weapon.
But anyway, 2E. Yeenoghu existed in 2E, but there was never any official artwork.
What a shame.
I know. So yeah, we don't get to pick that apart.
That's quite a shame.
However, there is some 3E artwork.
Okay. It's better for sure, but I still don't get Demon Lord.
No, it just looks like scrawny Null, and his flail, aka the Butcher, looks like, ow, that's gonna hurt, but then I'm gonna stab you with my sword.
You know what it looks like? And also, I'm gonna apologize again because I don't have my glasses on because that's, well, like I said, part of the future bit. It kind of looks like the symbol of the Dawn Father.
Yeah, it does.
Just a little bit.
Like, they're like half-ass shurikens he tied to a stick.
Yeah, and they're like, the rope doesn't look like it's gonna hold good.
No.
Whatever that material is gonna shatter.
Yeah, like
I,
this thing doesn't strike fear.
no, and I don't like that it's got the metal armor on per se. Kind of like more when it's on the rougher side.
Right.
My eyes, I'm trying to focus on other things, but my eyes keep, the legs bother me so much. There's so much more like, that's a 90-degree angle. Like,
they're like arachnid like.
and it's so weird. Like, he's still too skinny. Like,
Yes.
When I think Demon Lord, I think like scary terror, like, and this is scary, don't get me wrong, it's not great to look at, but like,
Right.
I'm not thinking a malnourished hyena.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. So, 4th edition, pretty similar to 3rd, but he's got some muscle.
It's better. It's definitely it definitely looks more hyena-like. The last
Right.
one looked more like a wolf in my opinion.
Right. But if you remember, 4th edition Knolls, well, you can see some in the back there. They are very hyena-esque.
And to be fair, we did say we quite enjoyed
Yes.
4th edition's hyena, which is
Yes.
true. Because to be fair, I do really enjoy 4th edition's artwork. I think it's some of the best D&D artwork, period. Because you get action shots like this. Like in 5th
Right.
edition, you don't get many shots like this anymore.
Yeah, they're mostly just like profiles of the creatures.
Exactly, which I mean it does fine, but I like this a lot. It's showing more of like kind of, it gives, the 4th edition artwork gives personality. That's what
Yes.
I enjoy about it. Like, this looks like he's working with his followers to like ravage something.
Right. And the flail looks like it's going to do some damage this time.
I like the design of that flail.
Yes.
I prefer the actual mace heads to be
Right.
bigger for sure, but they definitely, that looks like it would be painful. And I like how the chain itself is like barbed.
Yes, I think that's really cool. Like, it's
Like
not
a
just a
barbed
chain,
wire.
it's like barbed wire, yeah.
Like, that's fucking rad. Like, oh yeah, okay. Not only is this big spiky ball gonna hurt, but it's gonna hurt because it's spiked. It's barbed wire. Like, have fun. Like, that feels more like a Demon Lord kind of weapon to me.
And one thing I really like about this design, I don't know if you can see it without your glasses on, but up near his head and on his neck, it's almost like the fur was burnt off of him.
Oh shit, you're right.
And so, yeah, I like that. I'm like, okay, I can see that, you know. This guy
Been through some
resides in, you know, one of the 7 layers of hell.
I enjoy the mohawk. Can we talk about the mohawk?
You know, I didn't notice it, but I also like that, yeah.
What's funny is that I'm the one who notices the small details, like the mohawk, or when I made the comment about the Null about how it looked like Wendy.
Yes.
From
Speaking of that,
the Wendy's, like, you know, the restaurant.
I got the Wendy Null in the mini form.
Oh yeah.
Painted it the other day.
Let's
Video's
go.
live. Go check that out if you want. But yeah,
Wendy.
he's got like that windy strand of hair, and I had to paint it, and I'm like, I should cover you up, but I won't.
Oh man, that's forever ingrained in our head. But no, I really do enjoy this one a lot better. It's definitely the best one thus far. But I mean, to be fair, the other two were pretty lackluster in comparison anyway.
Right, yeah. And then we have Big Boy 5th edition Yeenoghu.
Now this is that shit that I am talking about. What the fuck happened? Like this is one of those scenarios where like I love this end result, but what happened? Like, because to be fair, it's not similar at all.
No,
Right?
he went from Hyena Man to Demon Hyena.
Like, this is what he should have been the entire time,
Yes.
but he was not. So like, and it sucks, right? Because we look at it from a backwards position or perspective,
Right, yeah.
where we know what Yeenoghu's supposed to look like. So all the old shit looks bad. But like, imagine playing D&D for all these years, growing old, and being like, oh, Yeenoghu just kind of is like a Null with a flail. And then seeing this and being like,
What just happened?
what the fuck just happened? But like,
He leveled
This-
up.
this is that shit that I enjoy. Like,
Yes.
He's terrifying. He's big. He's bulky. The flail looks fantastic. I like the chain. I would have preferred if the barbed wire stayed. But
Yeah,
I like how he's wrapped. I like how he's wrapped up in the chain, though.
Yes. He's got, minimal armor, but he's still got some armor.
And I like how it's like there's a lot of like heavy like the black fur, which is nice as a distinguishing factor.
Right, yes.
But I like how like you could still see like that skin, just like that's almost muscle skin, like that base layer, kind of like a naked mole rat type of thing to like show like he's been through some shit.
Yeah, like you can kind of see like the scarring and the burns
and not to mention that award-winning smile. Like imagine if you had a nightmare and that, oh my god.
The thing is a nightmare.
I don't know a lot about many of the demon creatures because, personally, every D&D game that I've played in takes place, on the regular material plane or, of the like. Because the shit that's down low, like this motherfucker, will knock you out in one shot.
Yeah.
And like, we did a test. I don't know if we talked about this. It would have taken Gald, Volstagg, Sakuro, and another level 20 character, all of them being level 20, to have the slightest chance.
And so you know what's crazy about that? The D&D book that like has Yeenoghu's stat block in, I got it right here, Baldur's Gate, Descent to Avarice, is for adventurers levels 1 through 13.
I don't buy. Well, let me put this out there. Let me say this. To be fair, D&D is intended to be played like 5 to 7, I think, or something. No, 7's a little too high. Like,
isn't it like
3, 4, 5, and 6,
right?
Because I'm pretty sure you could get by with like, I still think 10 level 6s wouldn't do it, but like, or I'm sorry, 6 level 10s. That's
right. Yeah.
I don't know if it would do it. It might, but like, you know what I mean? I could see 6 level 13s, maybe, right? Because you got to think about it, right? The more players you have, the lower level things can be to make things balanced. Like,
right.
And I mean, obviously, I won't say much about this in the segment, but like as a DM who only DMs for a maximum of 3 people, sometimes 4, maybe 5 at one point. We had 5. Like, God bless Matt Mercer, right? Because Homeboy has to DM for 7, 8, or 9, and
crazy.
I can understand how that would be terrible to balance.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Because when you have, let's say, 8 level 10 characters, that can kill a dragon. Like pretty easy.
Yeah.
You know, maybe not easy, but relatively efficiently, right? But like with 3 players, it would take like, you guys would need to be like level 15 in order to like really stand a chance. And so it's like, I don't know much about demons. I know I went on a tangent, but that was all to say that like this motherfucker is the only motherfucker that I know a lot about, and I'm in love with him. Like he's like my favorite fiend that I've ever come across. Like, I'm really sad that he's not like considered like a god.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I really, really, really wish that he was, because just imagine like this being a looming presence.
Right. And like
just
everywhere.
all the time. Like he's just so cool looking. I'm glad he got his justice in 5th edition.
Yeah, and I think he plays, having read through the book, not played through it, but read through it, he does play a decent part in Descent into Avernus. So that's cool. Yeah. Okay, so now that we've talked about them, we're going to talk about them some more with his origin and history.
Oh, show him what it is.
So, the Demon Lord Yeenoghu, also known as the Beast of Butchery, I love that title. Basically, his origin is a little muffled. You know, he's a demon lord. People, depending on the edition, he's either a Null who was raised as a demon or the creator of Nulls. 5th edition pretty much says he's a demon who came to the material plane, slaughtered a bunch of people. The hyenas who fed on his kills evolved into Nulls. So that's kind of cool. You know, he is literally the creator of Nulls. Nulls worship him. They sacrifice each other in their name. I mean, that's how we get no witherlings. Yeah. A cool thing about him, which I mentioned earlier, his mace, or Flail, the Butcher, he can just summon, which is a crazy feat, like Cryo was saying, because not many things can just do that.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about his actions, because his actions get crazy when we go over the stat block. But a cool thing about him is if you kill him anywhere other than the Abyss, he reforms.
Of course he does.
Yep.
As all good demons do, they have a protection plan.
Yep, you have to kill him basically on his home field.
Yeenoghu comes with warranty.
Yeah.
Oh shit. That's some fucking shit. That's terrible. Imagine like fighting this thing and then killing it and then realizing that you're just gonna have to fight it again.
It's like, oh well, he's coming back in about 12 hours.
Yeah, he'll be back in. It's like in Deadpool where he's like, it's just like slowly growing and it's like a baby hand. It's like, you'll be an adult in like 4 or 5 business days, no big deal.
Oh,
but
that's right.
That's funny.
So the place he reforms is called the Mansion of Rotting Meat and Bones.
Oh.
Yep.
All right.
Right.
Love that.
On to that stat block.
Oh, that's a juicy block.
Look at that.
Oh man, oh man. Huge. Okay, huge is, if I remember, is that one step above?
It's a step above large.
Is it above large?
I think.
Or is it a step above? No, that might be right.
So it's tiny, small, medium, large, huge.
Okay, so it's right above.
Then whatever fucking dragons are.
We're probably talking like a hill giant or higher, because I know hill giants are huge.
I'm looking through stat blocks right now trying to figure it out. Yeah, I'd say around like this. Then Gargantuan. Gargantuan's the biggest, I think.
Yeah, Gargantuan's the biggest, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but...
Yeah. Oh, shit, he can cast spell. Let's get into that in a second. Let's do the other shit first. Oh, boy.
Yeah,
okay.
he can do some shit. So
obviously Fiend, that makes sense.
Right. Chaotic Evil. Armor class 23. He's got natural armor with 23, so that's kind of crazy.
That's cracked as fuck.
Hit points 333. I love that.
I know exactly what they did too. They just halved that fucking number too. Yep. I know they did. For those of you who don't understand, just double that number and see what you get.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they did it on purpose.
This thing can move 50 feet.
Damn straight. It's a hyena. Those motherfuckers are fast.
No, that's just insane. 29 strength.
God, Jesus. I mean, he's like the equivalent of a god. Like,
right?
The fact that he has a stat block at all is bullshit. You know what I mean?
Like, 16 dex, 23 con, 15 intelligence, 24 wisdom, 15 charisma.
You know, I don't peg Yeenoghu as the wise type.
Right?
I would have never guessed that one. For sure, I would have thought it would have been in charisma. Wisdom, huh?
Yeah. I guess as a lord.
To be fair, he is like the god of the Knolls.
Right? He's a ruler. He's gotta, I guess, have some sort of, intelligence to him.
All right, I'll bite it. I'll bite into it.
Yeah. Those
oh my god.
Saving throws. Yeah.
10, 13, 14. That makes about as much sense as you'd expect. I feel like that intimidation stat should be a lot higher.
Right? I was looking at that and I'm like,
I'm just gonna be honest with you.
He's a perceptive son of a bitch.
Holy. Okay, I just noticed something very important. I don't know if this is maybe a mistake on somebody's part or if this is intentional, but from what I'm understanding is that, so the damage resistance is, okay, cold, fire, lightning, that's fine. But it is immune to bludgeoning, piercing, poison, and slash. Okay, poison, that makes sense. He's a demon. Can't poison a demon. But he is immune to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Yes.
And that leads me to believe, because most of the time when it says immune to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing, it says immune to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical
weapons.
It
is the official stat block right here says non-magical.
Okay, because I was gonna say, you're telling me that telling me that this motherfucker takes no damage from weapons and you have to use magic, because I'm sitting here freaking the fuck out like, oh, well that leaves like half the fucking D&D classes
just
in
done.
the dust to fight this
Right,
thing.
yeah.
Like arrows, no. Axe, no. Fists, no. Like you, if it's not spells, it's not doing anything. But okay, I'm glad I clarified that because I was gonna be like, oh, that's incredible.
Which I just noticed on the official stat block compared to the one I grabbed, his Constitution is 23 plus 8, not plus 6.
Well, 23 would not equate to plus 8.
Right. So yeah.
So something's going on. I mean, hey man, nobody's actually fighting Yeenoghu.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think. I mean, please leave a comment down below if you and your D&D group have fought Yeenoghu. How did it go?
They will if they played this adventure.
Yeah, if you played the adventure, you probably fought him. But like, I feel like he's more of an antagonistic force and not something you fight.
So
Like,
one
you know what
thing
I mean?
I love about this, like, Yeenoghu's the warm up.
What?
Yeah.
Let's not get into all that. Let's not all get into that out here. There's a lot to unpack now.
Yeah.
Fuck. Maybe that's a future episode waiting to happen.
Right.
Maybe we could just do a whole episode about that fucking book.
It's such a cool book. I love it. So he's got True Sight, which I think is really cool. You know, you can't
I like
blind
that.
the fucker. Cause
All powerful being, you know.
you know, I love it because he's not immune to blinding, so you can blind him. But then the fucker has True Sight.
I think True Sight allows you to see into the ethereal plane, right?
See, I thought True Sight just meant like you could know like where stuff is, but it could be just ethereal plane.
Oh, maybe it is. I don't know. I don't really.
either.
There's a spell called True Sight, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Language.
That passive perception makes Volstags look like shit.
Yeah.
Volstagg rocking with a 19, thinking he's all high and mighty, and this motherfucker pulls up with a 24. Like, ha, psych, you thought.
Speaks every language and is telepathic.
That's rad. That's cool. I like that. That's scary. Imagine that motherfucker speaking into your.
Right.
I got like the hairs on the back of my neck stood up just thinking.
I assume he doesn't actually speak. I assume he only speaks telepathically, like Mewtwo from Pokemon.
I like that. Yeah, canon.
Yeah.
Canon now for all D&D. If you think he talks, he doesn't. You're wrong. I'm just kidding. No, please don't flame me in the comment. Play D&D the way you want to play D&D. That's why it's D&D. That's why it's fun. You could fucking make Yeenoghu, you know, a baby if you wanted to, and it, you know, you could, whatever. It doesn't matter. This is the best part. I did not know he could cast spells.
Yes.
I mean, you would think like, yeah, as a demon, he probably could cast spells, but like, I didn't think he actually could.
I mean, they're nothing crazy, besides, you know, invisibility and teleport and fear.
If that motherfucker goes invisible or teleports, I'm leaving.
Yeah, I'm out.
If he pieces out, I'm gone. Nope. Not fighting an invisible demon. It's not happening.
So he's a legendary creature, so he's got that legendary resistance.
Legendary
They
resistance.
can use
This is the
3
first,
times a day.
This is the first legendary creature that we've put
Yes,
on the
it
show.
is. Yes.
We can actually talk about legendary actions and shit that we haven't been able to do.
I know. But look, fails a saving throw. He just goes, nope, I succeed. Yep.
Legendary resistances are a bitch.
It's crazy that like you don't even have to re-roll. It's just like, nope, I succeed.
Yeah, you rolled a natural 1? No, I didn't.
Yeah, fuck what that dice
are you
is.
talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saving throws against spells and other magical effects.
It tracks.
Yeah, I mean he's got so many immunities and resistances that magic weapons. Yeah. Oh, his weapon attacks are magical.
Yeah,
because why not?
That tracks as well. Yeah. Oh,
this
God.
multi-attack. Now
3 flail attacks,
3.
which is crazy. Because I like to think that each flail attack itself, like when he swings, when you get hit with the first attack, you're getting hit with 3 of the flail balls.
Right.
So realistically, what this makes it seem like is you're getting hit 9 times. I mean, not actually, but like flavorfully, you're getting hit 9 times, which is fucking terrifying to me.
Now, do you see the little parentheses there? Or either of his choice or at random. So like, if the attack hits, it gets an additional effect.
Yeah.
And they're listed below. Like
some bludgeoning, to be paralyzed.
An extra, but that's an extra 13 points of bludgeoning.
Just for shits.
Right. Paralyzed until the start of his next turn.
Confusion.
Yes.
That's even worse. It's a plus 16 to hit. Huh. You would think it would do more damage base, like on a base level.
Right?
Like
But-
only a D12 plus 9? Like barbarians at like level 5 can do that much damage.
Right. But if you think, I mean, 50, 30, that's just 45 points of damage base.
On the first hit, you're right.
Well, no. It'd be 45. That'd be all 3 attacks. 45.
Oh, that's all 3?
Yeah. So
Oh.
45. But then,
If
you know,
crits,
he can crit. He can either deal an extra 13, paralyze you, or confuse
yeah,
you.
you're right. Yeah, you're right. And that's each time. So like if it hits you
Yes.
3 times, you have to succeed like 4 times.
Yeah.
3 times on a save.
Right.
Like, DC 17 is not easy there. Like it's pretty hard.
Yeah. And then he's got, you know, the bite attack, just because why not? Which actually is a decent amount.
I mean, yeah, with that fucking toothy maw,
Right?
that shit would hurt.
So
Ooh,
then
boy.
he gets his legendary actions.
Jesus, chart, moves up to his speed. That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, what is
That's
that?
just free.
That's another 50 feet, right?
Yeah, another 50 feet that he can just do, like, at the end of somebody's turn,
Yeah.
like,
He
as
just
a reaction.
Beat the shit out of somebody down, then charge over to the other person.
And then you can make a melee attack. If it hits,
Right.
24 DC strength save or be pushed 15 feet in a straight. You know what I like to think that looks like? Is it's like you're like running and he just like swats the flail. Cause it's
Yes, like
huge.
backhands you.
Yeah, just backhands you and you
Yes.
like, and it's not that you get pushed back 15 feet. You just get fucking swatted and you fly 15
Yes.
feet back. Like you know, in like superhero movies and shit. where,
Right.
Like, oh, they're not gonna die. Like that is gonna send you fucking flying. You're gonna
Flying.
get bitch slapped across the room.
I love that if you fail, you fall prone. Fail by
Of course
5
I
or
would.
more. Yeah.
Huh? That's an interesting stipulation.
Right. And then there's Savage.
Makes a bite attack against each creature within 10 feet of him.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. So if you got like 6 right there, it just goes chomp, 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 chomp.
Yes.
Oh, and I would like the vision in my mind would be so cool if like somebody's low and he bites and like, you know, gets them in his grasp and then bites another one while the like friend is like still in the mouth. Oh, that would be so terrifying.
So I just realized this stat block doesn't have one of his abilities on it.
Oh, shit.
So he has the Rampage ability, which is a typical Null ability, which is when Yeenoghu reduces a creature to 0 hit points with a melee attack on its turn, he can take a bonus action to move up to half his speed and make a bite attack.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like how they stick with the theme there.
Yeah.
So that fits. God damn, what a boy. What a big beefy boy.
Okay. So yeah, I mean that's a stat block. I think we covered it pretty well. It's a
That's
doozy.
Oh my god.
Yeah. All right. So this is the part where we normally talk about the other types of the creature we're covering. Since there's no other Yeenoghus besides Yeenoghu, we're going to talk about a couple of the Knolls that I left off in the first video because I didn't know they existed.
Hey man. November does that to you.
Exactly. So we got the Null Pack Lord. So Null Pack Lords are literally just, the Pack Lord. They're the leader of the group of Knolls. They're a little bit stronger than Knolls with their armor class 15, more hit points, a little bit better strength. Pretty much the exact same actions as a Null, but they get the glaive action as well.
That's cool. I like that.
I also
that
think
thematically fits.
right, and I think the Insight Rampage is also a new action, if I do recall.
That's pretty good too. There are a couple different traits in D&D that work that same way.
Right.
But yeah, like it's a pack lord. It would have most like warlord alternative like versions for monsters have like an ability like that allows to be a leader. So it fits. I don't see anything out of place there. I like the way that it looks. You would think they'd be a little stronger, but
Right. Especially since they have, I think Null's challenge rating is like a half, and these guys are 2.
Yeah, you would think something would improve, but I mean, obviously, you got some different abilities that probably make up for that.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, they have the multi-attack, so they can, hit you with a glaive. They can take a shot with the longbow, or they can use the Incite Rampage.
Yeah, they can do a bunch of shit.
Yeah, so they've got some versatility there.
Oh, for sure.
The next is the Null Fang of Yeenoghu, which, if you guys have been following the Icons of the Realm openings, this is the figure we are trying to get from the Snowbound box, because it's really cool and it's about the only place you can get that figure, and I want it. But what these guys are, I'm assuming at one time they were pack lords that impressed Yeenoghu so much that he decided, hey, you need a demon inside you. Because that's what they are. They are gnolls infused with a demon.
Hey, you gotta give it to him, man. Yeenoghu really knows how to throw a party.
Yeah.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Fuck. That's the first word to say. But also, like, I really enjoy the design, and I like the concept a lot, because it's like, yeah, this could be something like a Null to strive for. I'll talk about that later, but
right.
Like becoming one of these.
Yeah. Which is funny because, as someone who's possessed, you no longer are in control of your body. So they're just like, yes, I get to just be a passenger in my own body.
Sounds like fun.
But yeah,
oh my God.
They are really cool. Challenge rating 4, so they're, I think, the strongest variation of the gnolls. There is another type of gnoll that we're not going to cover because it's a gnoll, but it's not called a gnoll. It's called a flint. And they are, I believe, in Volo's Guide to Monsters, if you guys want to know about them yourself. Maybe down the line we'll come back and cover the flint.
Next November.
Yeah, next November. Exactly. I had to save some Null stuff for next year.
Yeah, man. It's all good.
But yeah, so these are the 2 other types of Nulls. And now we're going to listen to Cryo DM us.
Oh, shit. All right, listen up. Listen up, you sexy motherfuckers. Let Papa show you what the deal is, okay? And you know what time it is. The glasses of DMing. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Let me just start this off. I'm gonna look you directly in the eyes, people. I'm gonna say it again. Null Cult of Yeenoghu. Right? That idea is flames, and I've been thinking about it ever since I said it. It's phenomenal, right? But in all seriousness, I think that there's a lot more to do here, and it has to do with some of the creatures that have just been introduced to us with the Pack Lord and the Null Fang.
Null Fang, yeah.
I think that could be a very interesting thing to develop, right? Because you could have a standard Null that is striving. So instead of like the alternate angle of striving to bring back Yeenoghu or summon Yeenoghu or do something for Yeenoghu, to strive to become a Null Fang, right?
Right.
And then that sets up kind of like almost like a mini villain, right? Because at CR4, you can do a lot there. That could be like a crazy powerful boss for a group of like level 3s. They probably can't win that fight, but like it's definitely like an antagonistic force that you could have if you don't want to like use the big bad force of Yeenoghu. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like I also like the angle of it's kind of like a temporary bad guy if you want to angle it towards Yeenoghu. Like if you don't know how to like tie Yeenoghu in, because it could be a difficult thing to just be like all of a sudden this fucking Null demon is in the story, right? You could definitely play around a lot more with Nulls being, rather than being just enemies you throw at your players, they could be information givers, right? You could give, a Null who escaped a dastardly organization that was trying to, work its way around, and maybe that Null helps you try to seal Yeenoghu, right? You could play at the alternate angle where instead of having to fight him, you have to do something to seal him, right? I think that's always a very nice thing. Or, basically have the Pack Lords kind of be in there. Maybe, they're trying to sacrifice you to do something there. Maybe you're a required blood, and especially if somebody in your group is playing a Null. God, you have to have Yeenoghu play a part. Like I'm sorry, but you have to, right? Like it's a requirement almost.
I still want to do a Null Paladin. Like
a Null Paladin would be great. Searching for redemption.
Yes.
Because then, right, you have the god who is providing the Null with that path to redemption, and then you could have like a giant fucking kaiju battle, like the god versus Yeenoghu.
Right.
Like obviously that wouldn't play out like just in front of you, but like it's almost like a hypothetical battle where like the character that you're playing is being pulled in two different directions, and it's trying to fight this path of goodness, but Yeenoghu is just there, like you're my puppet, like you created because of me. So whether or not you want to escape me, you can't, right?
Right.
And so I like that angle where it's not necessarily Yeenoghu is a force that you have to either seal away or kill, but a force that's just there causing trauma, causing some form, because right, roleplay wise, Yeenoghu's fucking phenomenal. This dude can be in your nightmares. This dude could be in your history books. This dude could be like, I really like, I like when people like take like powerful beings and stuff and like turn them into like almost like symbols for things. So like you could find like a tavern or something that has like its logo is like the three-pronged flail, like, and it could just be like a joke. It's like, yeah, fuck Yeenoghu. Like they just like it's almost like they're like they're messing around with it. Like I always like when they do that and kind of undermine, like it's because it's like making Yeenoghu seem like it's shit. Like
right,
like,
yeah,
hey,
it's just
bro.
like, oh hey, it's just a joke around here, blah blah blah.
Yeah, like Yeenoghu, like you know what I mean. And I think that that's also cool. Like and this is I'm drawing on a lot of experience from my personal skills as a DM, or my personal growth as a DM over the Double Advantage course of its running history. I mean, we're almost 30 episodes deep, which means that we have been playing for 30 weeks, but more considering we've missed a lot of weeks throughout the time that we've been doing this. So like, there's a lot of experience that's gone through. And the more that we have been developing into it, the more roleplay that has gone through, and a lot. Go ahead and check out. This is a plug, technically a self-plug, but it's a plug for both of us. Yeah. Especially if you enjoy Bryce. Bryce is phenomenal on Double Advantage. But a lot of roleplay has been recently kind of entering into. I think everybody is slowly getting a little bit more comfortable.
Learning.
Yeah, learning, comfort, like stuff like that, and a lot of stuff kind of comes to fruition. And I think that having Yeenoghu as part of a backstory or something to kind of tie it in could really help start a conflict or because you could have, you know, let's say it's not even a Null Paladin. Let's say it's a Null, just a Null fighter, right?
Right.
Being connected to Yeenoghu might invoke some problems with, let's say, the cleric or the paladin in the group. And it's almost like, listen, guys, you don't have to lecture me about how bad this being is. Like, I don't worship him. He created me. Like,
right,
there's not much I can do there.
That's always something that Knowles are just like, I mean, he kind of made me who I am.
Yeah, and like that could cause for a very interesting dynamic, because then, you know, you have some of the more holier, you know, religious folk trying to be like, you need to dissociate yourself from this, even though you don't worship this guy. You need to like just cleanse that, and like that will cause a conflict, because then he's gonna be like, I'm a fucking Null, guys. Like, you do realize that no matter what I do, no matter what path I walk, I could follow your god, but that motherfucker is still sitting down in the layers of hell,
right.
ready to fucking turn me into a fucking what's it called, a fang. And I also like that. See, and this is really a lot. I mean, it all kind of depends on if you have a player character who's a Null. But if you do, which is rare in and of itself already, probably.
Yeah, because I mean, that's going to be a homebrew thing.
I'm sure somebody has played a Null before.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure this is not a wild thought. But I
Double
really
Advantage
enjoy the
2.
idea. Yeah. I've been hearing a lot about the shit that you guys are coming up with for season 2, if and when we do a season 2, which is totally down the lines, and unless
Oh,
we
yeah.
decide the story's done. But this was my one last thing that I'll touch on, is that having a player in the party who's a Null, they are cursed and are slowly turning into a Null Fang. And now it's a race against the clock, and you're fighting Yeenoghu, but not in the traditional sense,
Right.
where you're fighting his influence that is corrupting a member of your party, or maybe just some Null that you find, that you befriend, and over time starts getting more aggressive for some reason, even though you've developed a friendship with this creature, and you realize they're inflicted with this curse and they're being kind of puppeted around and are turning into a Null Fang, which then you got to start finding a cure, and that could lead you down ultimate path lines and stuff like that, which I really enjoy. But yeah, there's a lot you can do, and like I said, everything that I say, whatever somebody comes up with, it's gonna be totally different. Not everybody thinks the same. But if you have some cool ideas, leave them in the comment. Yeah, we should start doing, not only go ahead and leave what you want for the next episode, but what would you do with Yeenoghu? What would you do with the two little sub Nulls that we've discussed? What would you guys do? I'm curious.
I like that.
We haven't done that yet.
Yeah, I like that. So now, in the comments, leave a suggestion for the next Monster Corner. It won't fit a theme. We're not doing Nullcember, so don't worry.
yeah, you're fine.
Yeah. But yeah, tell us how you would like to see a Pack Lord used in the campaign, or the Null Fang of Yeenoghu, and Yeenoghu himself. Maybe even leave comments about Descent into Avernus. Talk about how your experiences when you guys played through that book. I think Cryo mentioned that earlier, talking about when your party faced him, what happened, was it cool? Did the DM go ha 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 TPK?
Yeah, what happened? I want to know. I want to see what everybody else thinks, because I find this creature really interesting.
Same. But that is gonna wrap up this one. As long as you were done with your DM corner.
Yeah. I wanted to just drop that real quick. Right. I kind of went on a tangent as it was anyway.
Hey, that's what that whole segment's about.
That's true.
So, like I said, we're gonna wrap this one up. If you guys are liking the Monster Corner, hit that thumbs up button to let us know you love it. We enjoy making it. It's super fun to get together with Cryo and just talk D&D. We play weekly, but the more D&D we get to do, the better it is.
It's true.
Speaking of the D&D that we do, Devil Advantage, links below. Go watch the episodes. We are on episode 29, right?
30 coming up.
30 coming up. Wow, I can't believe that. 30 episodes. That's awesome.
That means we've been doing. I'm slowly watching the timer tick down till the year anniversary.
Right, it's coming up, which is crazy.
It's there.
Yeah.
I forget how long we've actually been doing this.
Right.
It doesn't feel like a lot, right? Because if you think about it, in a year, I'm sure by the time we get to a year, I think we'll probably have maybe 40 under our belt.
Right.
Maybe less. But to think we've only played 40 times out of 365 days. Realistically, that's not a lot.
It's really not.
But it is, in the grand scheme of things. So, but yeah, it's been a blast.
It has been. So, had some camera issues down there. If you guys couldn't tell, I was freezing up and then the video cut off. But I want to end it properly. So, you can find us back here in a few weeks for the next episode of Monster Corner. And until then, we will catch you guys later. Peace.